Welcome to the Space Jam.
I'm going old school on his butt.
Whoa.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
Greetings, wherever this may concern. Christian Aguilar here, back with another movie review. It's been a little bit since my last movie review. Not to dwell on that, because today I saw Space Jam: A New Legacy. I did not go out to the theaters to see this. Disclaimer, I did not have that theater experience. I will be honest, I have yet to have that theater experience. I have yet to go back to a movie theater ever since early pandemic. I remember even when the pandemic happened, I still kind of went to the movie theater because I just didn't want to give it up until things really got hot and heavy, and that's when I decided, all right, I got to stop going. I got to stay indoors and protect myself and my family. So with that being said, I am so grateful, part of me as a viewer is grateful that I have the ability to watch newly released films if they're under Warner Brothers for free. Well, not really for free because we still pay for the subscription, but the fact that we don't have to pay extra on top of the subscription to watch a movie that's in theaters is a real treat. And I'm looking at you, Disney Plus. Come on, guys. You got top spot with Avatar for #1 movie in the box office. You can release it for free like Warner Brothers is doing. But as a filmmaker, I understand the reason as to why they want to add, money to it. If they decide to have you pay for it. As a filmmaker, you want all that box office revenue. As the production company, you want all that box office revenue. So yeah, giving stuff out for free, you're not really going to make that much in return. But as a viewer, oh, it's so damn convenient, and I love it, and I appreciate it. So thank you. From my movie-loving heart, thank you. So Space Jam is directed by Malcolm D. Lee, and it stars LeBron James, Jeff Bergman as the voice of Bugs Bunny, and various other Looney Tunes, along with Zendaya as the voice of Lola Bunny. Now, going into this film, I did enjoy the first Space Jam movie. I didn't, it wasn't that amazing, and maybe it's because I saw that when I was in high school. A little bit later I saw it. So with that being said, I didn't really see it from like a childlike perspective. It wasn't part of the childhood that much. So that nostalgia factor for me wasn't there going into this film. However, I am still excited because I always love to see the crossing of animation and live action. The effects and the effort that goes into that, I just think is really awesome. That's why I love movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I even enjoyed Looney Tunes Back in Action with Brendan Fraser. It wasn't that bad looking back on it. Then again, I haven't seen it in a bit, so so I do enjoy that live action animation crossover. I love how they play with both mediums. Part of this movie is animated, the other part is live action, and I love how they hop back and forth from that. And then even when they go into the DC universe, not to spoil too much, but there's a moment where we go into the DC universe and it looks like big inspiration from Bruce Timm's drawings. And I found that really, really cool, and I admire that a lot because I remember growing up on the Batman animated series, and then I always remembered seeing the Superman episodes here and there, but mainly Batman, and I just admire that art style so much, and it's really, really cool. He knows how to draw those characters very well. It was cool to see a Looney Tunes movie after so long. And I know it's been some time since they've been on the big screen, so it was honestly it was a good welcome. I honestly thought that the Looney Tunes were obviously the better part of this movie. Certain Looney Tunes stand out over others, like Grandma. She was a great. She had great moments in there, along with Roadrunner and the Coyote, Wile E. Coyote, I think that's his name. And then Porky Pig's Notorious P.I.G. rap was also pretty funny. And so before I get into any negatives, the movie was funny. It delivered on laughs at certain points, and I found myself laughing kind of hard when it came to certain moments, especially the Michael B. Jordan cameo was really, really great. So I think that's one of the reasons to stick around for towards the end. The Michael B. Jordan cameo and the Notorious P.I.G. rap. Those are just two great parts of the movie, along with the introduction to all the Looney Tunes, because they were all scattered, so they needed to be recruited, and they were all in various different worlds, where basically different movies, different properties that Warner Brother owns. So it was really, really cool to see the different Looney Tunes interact with movies that we all know and love, and seeing their introductions in those movies and how they interact with them was really, really hilarious and really awesome to see. Really hit the nostalgia factor there in that little montage of recruiting them. So I really enjoy that scene as well. But other than that, let's see. Zendaya as Lola Bunny. Honestly, if you didn't tell me that was Zendaya, I probably wouldn't have known. Because I don't know, that's just me. But if her voice fit well, it didn't stand out too much. But I did like her introduction as well, because she was training for the Amazons, Wonder Woman's tribe, and oh my god, that was pretty cool to see. So a couple of the negative things I felt and saw when watching this movie was the one thing I can honestly say kind of got to me was the overuse of neon, man. Like, neon is like all over this movie, and I guess that's how they really emphasize the digital world is just neon. And yeah, it works. There's moments where it works and it looks cool. But after a while, it just gets like really tiring. However, it's not as tiring as Godzilla versus King Kong, because damn, do they really oversaturate that damn thing with neon. Like Godzilla and Kong is really up there with oversaturation of neon. Like, it's just too much at times. I'm like, okay, dial it down. Let's just give us a normal shot, like just a normally lit shot, like please. So that's just a huge trend now in films and in television. They want to have a neon shot. If not a shot, the whole damn movie's gonna be neon, you know? That's just something I don't know, a little pet peeve of mine that just really kind of gets me. Like, everyone's doing neon now, and it's kind of trendy, and it's kind of getting played out, in my opinion. I think if I make a movie, I'm gonna have a neon shot in it, so I can't really speak too much on that. I felt like this movie kind of replicated Ready Player One a lot, with the whole digital world and like this scene. It felt like a video game. Well, it was a video game, right? It was LeBron's fake son, LeBron's son in movie universe son, because I figured out that's not his actual son. It would have been cool if it was his actual son, but you know, hiring actors is the way to go. So I noticed that, you know, it kind of reminded me of Ready Player One, because there's just like so much video game aspect into this, you know, and I'm all for video game movies, but movies about like video games, not based on video games, but movies that have video games into it. I think it was masterfully done in Scott Pilgrim. There was like little video game elements here and there, like the leveling up and his little pee draining bar. So cool, right? Those are like awesome little moments in how you incorporate a movie that has video game elements into it. It's tricky without it coming off as cheesy, and I think it's really masterfully done in Scott Pilgrim. But to see that here, it's kind of like really kind of like a little overused. And also, when I got to the ending, not to really spoil anything, but it's pretty predictable as to who wins the damn basketball game. Like, the Looney Tunes aren't gonna lose, right? With that being said, it's like everything felt like everything that happened in the game, just like, yeah, it's supposed to be loony and whatnot, but I can't help but feel like it was just drawn out by a writer. It just, everything feels written, you know? It's like, and then he picks up the boost and he tosses it under LeBron and he boosts him up further so he can get out of the clutches of the enemy and successfully make the shot, you know? It's like a little too storytelling. Like, I don't know how I'm going to explain this right, but it's like it's just too easy, per se, you know? Yeah, they gave him some trials and tribulations, but the way they got out of it was just so like a Deus Ex Machina ending. Yeah, I think that's how I describe it, you know? It's always just like some random third party element that comes in and kind of solves everything quickly. Like, where the hell did that extra boost come in at the end to help LeBron? You know, how did he pick it up? And I didn't know you could physically like interact with, you know? So it's like, it's just throwing in like, okay, this is like the new logic for here because it needs to work for the characters because they need to get out of their situation. And I'm like, all right, sure, whatever, you know, at least try to make it a little believable, you know? But then I just took a step back and I realized that this movie's for kids, man. And I look at it through a lens of a kid. This is fun. It's a fun movie, you know? It's a great popcorn flick. And if you're a Looney Tunes fan, it's always great to see the Looney Tunes in any iteration. And I think they have a lot of highlights. It's from them. It's from the Looney Tunes. Don Cheadle has I think 2 highlights in the movie. I think there's 2 moments. Don Cheadle's a great actor. I love Don Cheadle. Really great actor. Black Monday. If you haven't seen Black Monday, I recommend it. My parents and I were watching Black Monday, and we really got into it and breezed through all the seasons like butter. However, in this movie, I kind of wished we had a little scarier of a villain. Ever since my friend Tyler, who hosts the Rendered Image on his YouTube channel, link down below. Ever since he mentioned how he wishes kids movies had more terrifying villains like they did in the past, I couldn't help but jump on that wagon with him. Like, yes, I think that's something we needed, you know? I always felt that something was off in modern day kids movies, so I'm like, what is it? I can't really put my finger on it. When he said that, I'm like, holy crap, you just turned on the light for me. So that's really awesome to see it in that perspective, because as good as the actor Don Cheadle is, and he has his asshole moments in this movie, like he treats like the kid like kind of like me, like really mean at times, you know. And him being an algorithm, you know, I guess he could, you know, he's not human, so he could be as nasty as he can be. And I kind of wish he kind of got that nasty. I wish you pushed it a little bit more. But that's, you know, that's the director's choice, writer's choice, you know, ever how they want to portray that villain. But I feel like Don Cheadle had that potential. Like, he's a great actor. He could go there. Like, make him a little more sadistic, you know? Make him a little more terrifying, like, you know? But I do like his funny moments when, I think one of them was towards the end of the game after he yelled at the kid. He went to go sit at the end of the bench, but it was all taken up and he didn't notice, so he just fell on his butt. And that was a really great moment. But he stood up. He stood up and he's like, you know, if you guys just move over a little, like, he's like that's hilarious. Like, you see me, it's like that moment, like, you see me coming, why don't you move over so I could sit down? You know, he just assumed that the team was going to do that. So I found that a very hilarious moment. So he has his little moments there. So that's another little highlight of that. I think a lot of kids that watch this will have fun. You know, sure, looking at it from an adult lens and you really want to get like critical, like, oh, this could have been great, like 100%. I feel like a lot of kids movies are like that, you know. There's probably tons of kids out there that are really interested in this movie, and when they see it, they probably had a lot of fun with it. I can't speak for all kids. Granted, some of them might be like, that was shit, but I can't speak for all kids. But I feel like this movie is fun enough to entertain a handful of children, and I think that's their target audience. You know, if not us, the people that also grew up with Looney Tunes, if not us, then it's for the new generation as well. You know, you had your Space Jam, this is their Space Jam, you know. So with that being said, with the rating, let me give it the rating. There are a little more negatives that outweigh the positives, but if you're just looking for a fun time with the family, and if you're a Looney Tunes fan, I still think the Looney Tunes moments will entertain you, just like how they entertained me. So with that being said, I'm going to give Space Jam: A New Legacy 2.5 Skarsgårds. Yes, they get 2.5 Skarsgårds. Wasn't the masterpiece or wasn't the memorable movie that everyone kind of hoped for. However, there are still a handful of funny moments, and I think if you put this on with your family and you know you're having a great time with each other and you enjoy the Looney Tunes and you're in for a good laugh, I think this movie will deliver at some point. You know, I've found myself laughing pretty genuinely and pretty hard at some of these moments, and I wouldn't mind going back and rewatching this for a second time, you know, just to have that fun laugh right again. So with that being said, 2.5 stars. Have you seen Space Jam: A New Legacy? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was alright? You think it's more of a kids movie than an adult movie, you know? Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree, disagree with me? Let me know down below. Please hit like, subscribe if you're not, and like if you made it to the end of this video. And please share if you enjoyed, and if you want to help support me and get more people to view my videos and to help me grow and to see where this channel could lead to, we can partner up. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah. Alright, so with that being said, that is it for today's video. I hope you are all well out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.